We are
Live.
we're live.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
we
don't
are
see
live.
it. Do you guys see that we're live?
You're live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are-
Okay.
And on the top of the right. Yeah.
Yay.
That's who said was Fatma, that every time, like even if you did this like 100 times, every time it's the first one. You know, there is this sense of we are live. Where do we see that we are live? All of that. Hi, everybody. I see.
Hello.
We are
everyone.
Hi,
here to.
everybody.
We just need to share this a little bit, and I love that you are with us, looking at what we are, what these people are doing. Anyway,
What
if
are we
someone is
doing?
great on sharing it, yeah, we actually
What
want to
are we
talk
doing?
about something phenomenal, something that I'm sure that my life and your life would be not the same if we didn't choose it.
It is a phenomenon.
Right? Access the foundation. Look, she has already a manual. I do
she
choose somewhere.
she is a
She's
swash.
such.
All prepared, even though it's in French, but you know, it's in many languages, but it's called the foundation or la fondation in French.
And it sounds much better in French.
We are very small, like at the moment seems we are a very small group of more than 700 facilitator around the world. They are actually able to teach and facilitate this amazing class. And we did all these long roads to be able to facilitate it, because for us to be here in this moment has been like, but it's one of the, for me, I don't know, guys, you talk, but from a facilitator point of view, it's one of the class that bring me the most joy. I don't know. What do you get? What is for you?
Well,
I
want to hear just, can each of the facilitators on here give a little teaser of what one of their favorite tools in the foundation manual is? Just a little tiny teaser, because it's so special and there's no way to even describe it because it's so different. And when I first went and did the foundation, I was working at a golf course, and the owner of the golf course was like this fancy lady, and she was like kind of spiritual. And I said to her, I'm going to take this class this weekend. It's 4 days. It's called the foundation. And basically it's designed to erase your mind and erase your past so that you can have a way better future. And she looked at me like she was horrified. Like she was absolutely terrified of what I had just said to her. You're going to erase your mind and erase your past. And I was like, what? That is one of the best things you can do. But and it really has been for me, and I know for all of you guys, because you've gone on to teach this stuff to others. But it's like when you are willing to let go of the past, when you function from your knowing rather than your mind, it's like your whole life starts to rotate on a different axis, and everything starts to show up differently. So it's not for the weak at heart, it's for the brave. And if the brave are willing to go forth and move forward into the tools of consciousness, like life is like a pot of gold of riches. And so I just thought it was so funny I thought it was so funny how she was like terrified of this. And most people are terrified of that much difference. But those of you who facilitate and who are listening to this are obviously looking for something different. So it's very exciting.
So you know what? I facilitated a ton of foundations, and one day facilitating a foundation, and in the middle of the class, I suddenly get it, right? This moment of this awareness kicked in, and I had to stop, and I was just like, wow. And I started crying, and I was holding this manual in my hand, and I was like, with this manual and with this tools in your hand that we have, you basically can create everything that you desire. There is nothing that is impossible. Do you desire 30 million euros or something? It is in this manual. And I'm like, really like a woof, woof. I couldn't believe it. Later, I went on a Facebook Live crying and laughing at the same time. There's everything in it. And this is the gift of this class for me. Like,
Yes.
ask and it's there.
It's there.
That's such a good way to put it. Thank you for that. That's awesome.
So cool. Can I tell you this? There's a little joke with people that do foundation with me, and the joke is I turn the page and go, this is my favorite part. This is my favorite line. And I do it the whole way. No, this is my favorite too. And did I tell you, this is my favorite part? So there's like this joke where I go, and this is my favorite part, because every single line I read, and like the length and the breadth and the depth of this 80 odd page manual, if you're willing to allow it to add to your life and to contribute to your life, if you're willing to actually allow this into your life, as Fatma said, it just is total magic. And one of my favorite things, and I know you guys will talk about this, you see people coming in, might be their first foundation, they come in a bit nervous, they're a little bit like standoffish with you, you're the teacher or whatever. And this was really funny to me at the start, because I was like, huh? And then they start to get the body work done, they start to ask questions, have cups of tea, start coming up and chatting to you about the little bit of magic or how their first night went at home. And then they come in the second day and they're even more space. And then the fourth day, you're sitting in this chair at the class going like, you're looking at these people, and it's like the solid and the density. When we talk about solid and density, it's all the judgments that they had of themselves. And it's like it melts away and the eyes light up and the faces get relaxed. And you're a witness to it all, and you're like, okay, when's my next one? It's so cool.
Totally. That's awesome.
So are we sharing like what our favorite part is as a facilitator, or like when we took foundation for the first time?
And now you have an MC there, so ask her. I'm joking.
Amanda,
we get these buy shares.
Probably like, why would you take a foundation?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, from both perspectives, it's quite comical to see like where I was in my first foundation, and the fact that I'm facilitating this stuff all over the world. It's like, oh my
Me
God.
too. That's the
It's really a miracle. I mean, the first foundation I took, to be honest with you, I'm like, are they speaking a different language? I was like melting in the chair. I'm drooling on myself, and I'm like, I thought I was going to hell. I mean, my last spiritual quest before that I was coming out of the church. And before that, I had a guru from India. So it's like, so here I am doing this like weird stuff called access consciousness, like shorts and boys. What's shorts and boys all about? As part of the clearing statement, I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So I'm like, I don't know what the hell happened in this class. But all I know is like, there's all these energies moving through my body. And out of all the spiritual stuff I did before, out of all the different healing techniques I ever did before, nothing ever made me feel like this amazing. And like Julia said, it was like I had no brain, I had no thoughts left. And then fast forward as a facilitator, and Rachel, like what you said, is like every line is amazing, but the part that I love the most as a facilitator is like every class is so different and so unique, and therefore it's like what shows up in my universe is different and unique, and it opens up these doorways. We got a doorway here, doorways of possibilities for me, because of the questions that people are asking and because of the energy that the participants are being in the class. And so that's like a gift back to me as we're delivering this information. So it's like, whoa. And no matter how much access is always changing, the foundation is still the foundation, like the 10 keys to freedom and all that. That doesn't change.
Yeah, it's
And
not like
that's
the
just-
advanced classes are like
it's always
necessarily like have more valuable tools unto themselves. It's like
right.
the foundation, like those of us who have been doing this for like 5 years, 10 years, we go back to the foundation and use those tools too, because they're so appropriate for such a diverse range of situations.
Yeah. And if you feel like there's something that you haven't been able to get to and change, the tools will change them if you let them. They will definitely change it, because it goes to places and spaces that are beyond your cognitive understanding. And you can't put it into the words. Hopefully people are like tapping into the energy that we're all being together, but that's really what it is. It's something that's way beyond this reality. So
I think, for me, it's like knowing when that the access tools work so much is when you get to see guys who, like, people who have come to your class like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, and you see them for the first time. After that, and you're like, who are you? And they don't even recognize that they've changed. And I love it. They like come and they talk to you like they know you, and they've changed so much you don't even recognize who they are anymore. You're like, I was in your class. I'm like, yeah. So it's
That's
just
powerful.
phenomenal to see it. Yeah. I
That's
would say
awesome.
that's my favorite part.
So cool.
it's a gift.
I'm so grateful that before we start this meeting with this Zoom, how you want to call it, it's not a meeting. I was like acknowledging for how did we get so lucky to have us all around the world, right? And this is a very like a small part. There is like for us as well, what we be in the world, teaching this class and other classes. For me, one of the things I love the most that actually gave me access to a difference that I know were possible. Because like the first time I did foundation, and it was funny how Anthony was describing it, because for me it was actually, I was melting in the chair, but then there was this huge joy. I'm like, oh, I am alive, I'm free, I cannot be judged anymore, I can really be myself. Oh, they say that I can do as much money as I can, as I ask for it. My question will be what will create my life? All of that. There was a level of a joy. It wasn't even excitement. It was really pure joy of finally embracing the difference I am. And that's also what we be all the time. That's the most amazing. That's for me one of the most amazing things. And as we say, like the tools of foundation are the one constantly we use, right? Because it's just my manual at the time, I still have it. I actually throw away some of them, because after you got 200 manuals, you actually need to say, what do you really want to keep? So you have so I a few months ago, and it was so dirty, so used my first foundation manual, because it was opening like randomly every day, or when I something I have a question, and the manual was talking with me, was giving me the tool that I need for that day. So it was this anyway. This was my thing, and whew, yeah. I'm just very excited. I'm like, whoa, getting into the energy. Yeah.
What I love about it, like really that space of interesting point of view that we'll be as facilitator, like people can explore themselves. There's just that whatever is there's no point of view. And it actually was like, in my first foundation, I had something like the whole day was fun and laughter. And I was like, yeah, I can play, I'm there. But I was like, at the end of the first, like, I was like, there's my shit, now deal with, like, was just like, I don't believe anything here. Here you go. And she's like, it was Susanna at that time. She facilitated me, and there was just that huge block out of the way, and all the joy could just come out of me. And I see that in the classes, that like, that's what I'm loving so much. Like everything is okay. Whatever you explore, like there's no right, there's no wrong, it's no better, no, yeah. And whatever there is, like the facilitator are with you and facilitate, make it easier, more light, more like whatever is true for you. It's not about the facilitate, like the person teaches the class, it's about participants, what they bring to the table, and what can be explored there, which I really love.
Totally. And like one of the things is that you can ask questions when you come to this class, as many as you want, and about what pertains to your life and what's going to make your life as a participant taking this class. What do you want to get out of it, and what would you like to ask and get more awareness on? Cool. That's awesome, Simone.
Julia, tell us yours. It's like,
well, I mean, I think that there's my life before the foundation, and then there was my life after the foundation, and those are two different tracks. And look, everybody's nodding their head right now. Yeah, Gaia's like being a French mime. But it's like, I don't know. I was able to achieve things after the foundation using these tools. I was able to achieve things that I had only sort of dreamed about before. I was able to have things that were only like those far off thoughts that most people just daydream about. And I was able to have them and create them and create a life that, like, a life based on all of these like far out, weird, bizarro energies that I was the only one who knew about. And I could put them after I had the foundation, I knew how to put them together to create a magical life. So
I
valuable.
I love that every single one of you have said that your life becomes a living response to the questions. And I think that's the thing about your whole life. Anthony said it, Francie said it, Simona said it, Fatma said it. Your whole life becomes a response to the questions, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. And to our French contingents, we want to hear from our French contingents.
Yeah.
I say
Laurence.
I have a good exercise.
If
though.
not you,
Have
Mark, okay? If not you.
have everyone go through
Hey,
all
Mark.
of our Facebook pictures and look at us now and go back like 5 or 6 years and look at the difference. That
So it's
speaks
like
volumes, okay?
it's just like
You have
1
our
year,
permission to
like
Facebook stalk us.
So much change.
So much
So much
change.
change, yes. When I
I'm
took my
interested
first
close by.
foundation, I had no words. I was, during these 4 days, I was completely without words. And when I realized I could use these tools at at work, it was even at work I can use them, because I was in a just right after a burnout with my job. It was I was very uncomfortable in this place, and when I realized I could be able to use these tools even at work, I was like, oh, okay, I can do that even at work. And then I had a lot of ideas of what change I could have in my work, what other choice I could make regarding my job. And I started to change, to ask for more at my to my managers and so on. And then, like Julia said, it was before foundation and after foundation, my life started to completely change at this moment. And I knew I had to do the journey and take the classes to become a certified facilitator, to facilitate this class. Is so wonderful and brings so much joy to people, and show them they can change things, they can choose whatever they want. So how did we get so lucky with that, with these tools and with this class? So
And
And
thank
now,
you.
and now you're not at that job anymore, and you're a facilitator full time, right?
yes,
So it changed everything in your life. Your
yeah.
whole career.
yes. So I
Like Gabby would
decreased.
say, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Yes, I decreased my full-time job to 0, and now I'm a facilitator with access tools, and very happy with that. Yes.
Very active. Very active. Awesome.
Thank you. And each of you, what you say, I'm like that. And also, can I just like point the joy and the fun that we be? That I don't know if you were guys always like that before, but I know each time I meet you, it's like this joy, and it's so wonderful. And Julia, you mentioned the word magical. And truly, like after my foundation class, I discovered that there is a magical world, and not the way we think it was, but I was very dramatic, meaning that that if things are not fun, I'm like, why am I here? So, and I was kind of like, well, yeah, I don't want stuff to be struggles. And when I actually discovered the foundation class, it's the place where I got life doesn't have to be a struggle. It can actually be possibilities and fun and joy and
those tools, when you ask the question, what is your favorite tools? I'm basically like Rachel. I'm like, oh, this is my favorite. Oh, okay, I should shut up now because I always say this is my favorite. So because each tool helped me so much in so many areas of my life. And I think one of my big thing was like the judgment. And like each tool contributes so much to me to get out of judgments. Was such a big thing. And also, I don't know if that could be a contribution, but I remember that when you heard like your point of view creates your reality, I thought it meant don't have any point of view. So I was like, that's not gonna work. I'm like, I could see myself having so many point of view. I'm like, is that exist one day where everything is blank? And I actually got it. It's not that. It's choose, like, it's to actually be aware of your point of views and actually then choose the point of view that will create the reality that you desire. And that took me some time to get that. So because my idea of being away was wearing white clothes, being alone next to a tree, and like to be like and perfect and everything. And then with access, I'm like, no, there is actually a possibility to be like aware in consciousness, and it's fun. So it really never looks the way you think it will. So yeah.
And wear colors. And
All the colors you can, even black.
Even black, yeah. Sure. It's also it's amazing because we are such a different varieties of people, right? Like, and this is, as I say, we are a very small group. There is more than that. Like there is basically, how do you say? There is one of us for every taste. What will create a greatest change?
Strawberries, cherries, bananas.
Because what will create the greatest change? Like, it's not that one of us is best or better than the other. It's really like one of us will be the one that create the most change for the people that will choose it to choose. So this actually how it works too. There is no like this. That's the. Wow. That's actually has been the thing that keep me in Access. Because as Anthony, he did so many other things before, religious and the guru and this and that, the technique. But at the end, everyone was telling me what I had to do and when I was wrong. Because I wasn't following a group, I wasn't following actually a role, because I am a little bit revolutionary, a little bit. So it's really like, that was like, there is no one that is actually the greatest.
A better energy, you mean? Like we are so different, and every energy is so required for everything. Like this is just a total, like I just get an awareness. Thank you so much, Frenchie.
Like, yeah, wow, and also when you see a post of like one of us like posting a foundation class, I get the sense like, yay, but like we like like it's stupid social media, you put some hearts, some comments, because you're so happy because you know what this foundation class is going to create to the world. And like it says worldwide CF, so when someone is fascinating class there, like it's changing all around the world as well. So it's like this space of like, thank you for being in the world and doing what you do, and what else is possible. Yeah.
Look at that face, huh? Isn't she beautiful, by the way?
Stunning. Stunning. Where would you find it in the world that you don't have to compare yourself against a colleague or someone who's facilitating the same work? Facilitator means to make something more ease. And where is it in the world that you can say, there's my friend Julia, this is what I received from her, she's fantastic? Where is it that you can receive the brilliance of people and go, that energy, that's inspiring to me? What is it that I can receive from Amanda? What is it that I can receive from Graham? And that you don't have to look at what you don't have, that you can. The greatest thing for me is listening to what my friends, colleagues say, because that allows me to grow in a way that I haven't seen anywhere else in the world. That to me is the icing on the cake. It's like this living of no comparison and receiving the brilliance of the people around you. It's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
So we have someone that jumped into the...
Hey, mate. Sorry, that's why I call him.
Morning.
Morning.
So tell us about, how was your life with your Foundation, or what you like about Foundation to facilitate?
Foundation is just, I was very fortunate. My first Foundation class I had Brendan and Simone both facilitating that. So it was boom in the deep end of the Lions pit straight away. So that was amazing. And one of the biggest things which, and I still remember this, obviously, as well as realizing that where you are in the world is what you've created. And that same thing a lot of us go to, that fact that no one would want all this shit and misery and unhappiness. So how can that be my choice? But after learning the tools and learning the questions in power, you sort of realize, yeah, well, that is how everything has actually worked out. But Brendan at one stage was like, hey, any other questions? And someone, they're a new person too, never done a foundation, and they went, what's the meaning of life? And he just came back and said, well, what if the meaning of life was simply just to have fun? And that's one of those aha moments which I always remember. I can see him sitting in the same seat and saying it too, and that just pinged with me. And I was like, what if that was it? What if something as absolutely simple as that, with no, just the simplicity of it? What if we all took that point of view of what if it was just a case of having fun? And that's what I just run with so much now. If you're having fun, money comes. If you're having fun, like everything's just ease, and it's great. So I think it's pretty simple. Obviously, using the tools every day is the key to creating that fun and that joy and that expansiveness, and all that's just a choice. And obviously, when you find yourself sometimes with your lip dragging on the ground, you've got to just, it's just a simple moment. It's a simple choice of saying what else is possible now and getting on with it. So thank you. Thanks for having me late.
I love your perspective.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
And so it's not about having a mission in life. It's like, what contribution can you be and receive and have fun? Thank you. Thank you, mate, for sharing this.
And also, I have one more thing that was just unlocking so much for me in my first foundation, like that someone said to me, like, you're not wrong, you're different. That was like, what are you saying? Like, I felt myself so wrong all the time, never fitting anywhere, just cut everything off. Like, then someone said, like, yeah, but what if you're just different? Like, I was like, bling, 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 like, what? And then, okay, I would like to know what is that, what's so different about me? It was just, one little thing to add off.
Like Julia said, a different perspective.
Yeah.
What I love also, like, the more you use the tools and the more you go into access, like that difference actually starts to become the brilliance, and it becomes like that kind of like your flagship product that creates so much more for you in the world, instead of this thing that you have to hide away and like shy away from. So yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you for bringing that up.
How beautiful. How beautiful.
Thank you, guys.
Amazing.
Well, just quickly, I want to share a secret with you. Did
Yes.
you know that I don't even wanted to do the foundation? I immediately wanted to go to meet Gary, who saved my life with the tools from dying to alive, Fatma. And I was like, why do I have to do a foundation now? I want to meet that man who saved my life directly. And then like, okay, I have to take a foundation. And I went to the foundation and was like, I want to add this. I was sitting there and facilitator was talking. I was like, finally, someone is there who's saying what I always knew is true, or that I knew. It was like, oh, thank you. I'm not totally gra. There's a whole that is gra.
It's the best part.
We have still in our mind sometimes crack, bird stuff.
I like that.
Sorry, it was the best.
Awesome.
And you
That's
know, Fatma, with
amazing.
what you just say, sorry, Amanda, just quickly, because I'd be paraphrasing in English, but like the sentence in Access, like empowering each one to know what they know. And that's what you just said. Foundation, like you just heard what you knew. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone. Like, wow, I'm so fucking grateful for all of you. And everything that you have said is just Sorry, did I swear?
We love
I'm
it.
so
Just
sorry.
break F
You're
up.
going to be
Totally.
thrown
Yeah.
off. Thrown off.
Fucking A,
basic.
baby. Fucking A.
It just comes out. I can't help it. Okay.
No, you must be
Cool, like-
professional.
Okay.
Consciousness includes everything and judges nothing, not even
Exactly.
swearing. I mean,
Thank you, Simone. Thank you. You got my back. Thank you. No, but truly, like, so grateful for you all, and thank you so much for these conversations. And like, I love everything that you said. And the one thing that I'm so grateful for all of the facilitators and for the tools. And like, it's not about the person, it's not about the facilitator, it's about the tools, it's about what you can contribute to the world. And like, I keep hearing Gary, the founder of Access, like what he says of, it's not about me. Like his goal is literally that everyone knows about Access, but not about him. And that is like, that blew my mind away the first time I heard it, and it still does. So thank you so much, guys, for being that space. And yeah, so we will keep these conversations going actually throughout this month. And all of these amazing facilitators are actually having foundation classes on their schedules for the next 3-4 weeks. So go check it out. And yeah, there will be more conversations.
Yeah, so
about
we're actually
all this.
having 2 foundation conversations ish per day.
Yeah.
next 2 weeks, like on and off. We're having some conversations. And there's actually a group where you can find the dates and stuff. A
We are
Facebook
going to, is going to be created in the next 24-48 hours, that group too. So there is also all of this, because based on our demand and request, something new has been created for everyone to have access to the foundation information, like, you know, like we are but we do that, and then we'll have the group, everything will be underneath.
Cool.
And
So
also
give
the
a little bit of
go.
time to get it together.
Yeah, it's also like share it with your friends if you get it, like, because it's been, for me, it's been the most the change I've been seeing other people that attract me. No, if you will tell me this is good for you, I will have probably run away for another 10 years.
Totally.
I just saw the change that someone else got. I'm like, that's cool. I wanna explore that. So it's really like, stay tuned. We will have so many things going on, and
more people and more guests and yummy, juicy conversations.
And
always
all the
more.
people will go crazy. Yeah, I'm very, very much grateful. There is no word for that. There is. Needs to be honest.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you, Amanda, because Amanda was the mastermind behind this whole foundation thing, and she's done all the work and put it all together. So thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Bye,
Bye,
Bye, everyone.
Talk to you soon.
Have fun.
Ciao.
Foundation class.
Lesbian Foundation.